it's Catherine from CatherinePooler.com. Today's card is for a very special occasion, not Christmas. It's for the Be the Gold campaign. Did you know that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month? Well, this project is going to be dedicated to the Be the Gold campaign. The goal is to make the gold name tag the symbol of childhood cancer. More awareness means more funding for a cure. So if you want to help, there are a few things you can do. You can share this video with your friends on Facebook or other social media. You can click any of the links below the video on YouTube or on my blog to visit bethegold.com and to see how you can help spread awareness for childhood cancer. So let's go ahead and see how to make this card. Actually, this card I'm just going to show you how to make the poinsettia. It's beautiful and it was very fun to make. I have vellum cardstock and you can see I have some ink kind of messed up on here, and that is okay. It's not going to be a problem. I am wiping down my vellum cardstock with the Embossing Buddy, and that is going to remove any static from the cardstock, because when I put the embossing powder on there, if there's static, the embossing powder is going to stick to static and you'll have little, crumbs of embossing powder all over the place in places that you don't want it. So that will help prevent that. So I'm just going to spread the embossing powder around on my poinsettia on that Versamark ink. The Versamark ink is a clear, sticky ink. It's not super sticky, it's more kind of tacky. The embossing powder will stick to it. Now I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to heat this. It's very powdery right now. Actually, I need to flick it a little bit. So there's some extra little pieces of gold embossing powder hanging out there, so I want to get rid of that. So now we'll go ahead and heat. It's just going to take a minute to heat up, and then you're going to start seeing that embossing powder turn from a powder to a liquid, which then cools and becomes bright and shiny and awesome. Now, new card makers, you may be one, really get a kick out of this. It's kind of like magic. Can you see that happening? And then when all of your powder, let's turn that off. When all your powder turns shiny, you know it's done. I'm just going to let that cool off for a minute. I have my cherry cobbler ink pad and a sponge dauber. I'm just going to dab my sponge dauber onto the ink pad, and then I'm going to sponge it onto my poinsettia. So I have a nice coat on there, and then I'm just going to start adding some more. You can dab, you can rub. I kind of like the dabbing once I start getting a thicker coating on there. And then one thing you're going to notice is my dab lines kind of have like a harsh outline there. Can you see that? So then what I'm going to do, you can keep going in, you can let it dry and keep going in and adding and just getting it darker. But what I did on my original one was I just came in and kind of flicked where the edge is so that I didn't have harsh lines. It kind of, the flicking helped it blend in. We'll take another look at the finished card. You can see I have two poinsettias. I just did two, obviously, and I cut one out, stacked them on top of each other with the dimensional, and all done. I have a stunning card for the holiday season. Now, if you want to learn more about how to rubber stamp and make awesome cards like this, be sure to check out my blog, CatherinePooler.com. Subscribe to my newsletter. You'll get the top 10 things every stamper needs to know video series and lots more fun and tips on my blog. But again, this card is dedicated to the Be the Gold campaign to help fight childhood cancer. Thank you so much for watching. Have a splendid day.